Boom. All right, what we have here is a reel borrowed to me from a subscriber, channel member, Brian Kasperzak. Hopefully I got that right. He went out and purchased one of the brand new Dobyns Maverick spinning reels, and he was kind enough to loan it to me so that I could do a review on it and show it to you guys. So what we have here is the size 2500 in blue, 6-ball bearings. Let's open it up, take a look. First impressions, what do you get in the box? You get the reel disassembled with the handle, which is pretty standard spinning reels. The reel, you get an invoice, and you get a bag from Dobyns to put your reel in if you store it. I don't know, I never take my reels off my rods, but for those that you do, you can use that to store it in there safely and nicely, or you can put stuff in that bag. Let's assemble the reel quick. Before I get hate from all of you in the comments, yes, I do reel my spinning reels to the right side. And I reel my bait casters with my hand on the right side. And it's the way that's comfortable for me, and it works for me. And do what works for you, and don't bother telling me it's wrong. But if you do, go ahead and tell me. The comments are good for engagement. All right, so there it is, set up. This is the size 2500 reel. In the black and the blue version, you can see it's got the Maverick, the Dobyns logo there. 5:2:1 gear ratio. You got a nice blue accent on the top of the spool. Gives you line capacity on top of the spool as well. It's a machined, I feel like aluminum body mostly. Most of it feels pretty metal. Feels pretty good, smooth. You got your Maverick right there. Comes in 3 colors, the blue, the green, and the red. So here's what we're gonna do. We got a short amount of time. We're gonna throw this on a rod. We are going to quick throw this on my Dobyns 703 Fury spinning rod. I have a Daiwa Fuego 4000 on here currently, a reel that I'm very comfortable with. This is kind of my main wacky rig dock setup. Here's a side-by-side look of the 2500 Dobyns with the 4000 Fuego. The 4000 Fuego is a little bigger, but I would say this 2500 Dobyns Maverick is pretty close to what a 3000 Fuego Daiwa Revros type reel will look like. They're both $100 reels, so this will be a good comparative test. This is something I'm quite used to. We'll do kind of a side-by-side, and then I'm going to take this out quick on the water, pond mission. As you can see, there's no boat here in the garage yet, so we are going to do a quick bank mission to see if we can catch a few bass, cast some lures out, test this reel out, and get you the info you need to know whether you want to purchase the Dobyns Maverick reel. Now, one complaint. Brian, you should have known this was going to go on my Fury. Why didn't you buy yourself the red or the green one so it would match for my video? Come on. All right, time to spool some line on this, put it on the Fury, and take it to the water. Gonna spool this up with some 20-pound high-vis smackdown braid. Sorry, Brian, if you don't like that, you can throw it away, but otherwise enjoy. We started with some old mono fluorocarbon backer leader. And we're just gonna reel some braid over the top. Got us a quick 12-pound fluorocarbon leader. 12-pound because we don't know what we're fishing, what we're doing, or what we're going to hit at the pond, but should give us an overall good setup to just about anything we want. We are going to pack pretty light for this trip. We're bringing one rod, this Mini Max chatterbait with the Arsenal Tactical minnow, 2 bags of stick worms, and a couple EWG hooks, and something to cut and retie the line, and that's it. If we can't catch them on those handful of baits, we ain't going to catch anything. But we're going out to test the rod, going out to test this new reel right now. Several of my dingers already got a little pre-rigged with bands on them and Nico weights, so we can wacky rig, we can Texas rig, we can Nico rig. Between this, we can just do a little bit of everything. See if we can get down here and test this reel and catch a fish and not get covered in ticks. Win, win, win. Initial thoughts? Seems to cast like a spinning... Oh, did I just get a bite? Did I hit bottom or did I get a bite there? I don't know. Feels smooth. I like the way it reels. Nothing crazy. Oh. Inner reverse feels really good. There's a fish. First fish. Little mini max chat. This is actually my first fish on the mini max chatterbait. Not. He pulled the drag a little bit, but got to hear that drag a little bit. Hopefully we get a little bigger one. But hey, certified little fat Debo Dink. Looks like he had his mud belly right in the mud there. But there we go. Let that little guy go. Thanks for biting. Pretty sweet. Little bitty guy. Little. Hit the mini chatter. Mini max? Micro max chatter? He's not much bigger than the reel. Get him back in. All right, where'd we go? Keep moving. Walk and cast, walk and cast, walk and cast. Cover some water. Guess I might have to try the dinger. Tie this on a little EWG. Just gonna thread this green pumpkin dinger purple on their Texas rig. Float this around a few key spots. See what happens. Pretty simple. Slow down, be a little patient. I've had a little bit of a cold front this week, so maybe got these fish a little bit weirded out. There's one. Slow down, and this little guy picked up the dinger. We threw in there a bunch of times with the Mini Max and didn't get bit, and then this little guy ate the dinger. There we go. Get him back in the water. See if we can catch a couple more before we got to go pick the daughter up from soccer practice. Sometimes you just got to go out and catch a few even when you only got an hour. One of the things I like about this high-vis line and using a short fluorocarbon leader is like that one. I could just see that fish just pick up and swim away with my dinger. I didn't have to feel him. I could see that line moving, and I knew he was there before I even reeled up to pick up and check the dinger. And also, you can kind of fish all around these ponds, but anytime you get a little point, a little culvert, a little piece of wood or something different, that's a key area to slow down and try a little harder. Maybe switch your baits. Oh, there's another bite right there. See him? Told you that line swimming away. Oh, missed it. He must have been small, but that was definitely a bite. Could have been a bluegill, could have been a little bass. We're gonna flip right back in there. See if it picks it up again. See if we see our line hop like we did there. Could have just been a big bluegill or something too. But something definitely swam off with it. If you can see that or not, but you can kind of see little teeth marks right on the tail. So that tells me it's probably a little one, little fish, little bluegill, little bass, just picked up the tail.
Reel seems to do everything you'd want. Casts pretty good, skips really well. Alright, that's a pond session for tonight. That's a wrap. First good test. We'll see. Maybe we'll get back out, maybe we won't. But the Maverick caught a few fish, performed pretty well. Can't complain. Really didn't notice the difference between this and the Fuego, just fishing it tonight. Here we are the next night. Just dropped the oldest off of gymnastics and thought, you know what? It'd be nice to catch a couple more fish. Maybe a fish that's actually a little bigger that might work the drag on this Maverick. So I got the rod in the truck. Try to keep a rod in the vehicle so if I ever have the itch to go fishing, I can. So we're just going to hop down, fish this little bay in this lake, fling that dinger around and see if we can hook a couple. Alright, definitely a little slimy here. We just dinger up Texas and we're going to fling it out there. Alright, right on the edge we'll try. There's a fish. There we go. A little better one. Not real, but fighting him through a little of this slime. Guess he might be a little bigger than the ones we caught last night, but got the drag to work a little bit there. Let's get him back in the water. Swim away. Thanks for biting. Rigging up a fresh dinger. Give the reel about 2 more clicks of drag. Good reminder, the other day I got asked, and I get this asked quite a bit on a live stream, is like, what's a good bait to fish when everything's really weedy and slimy? And to me, a weightless Texas rig Senko where you can just kind of pitch it around in these holes like we did under that tree, you got to bite pretty quick. But this stuff comes pretty, comes through the cover really well. And if you can drop it in any of these little holes, it's usually where bass are sitting. If you don't want to throw a frog over the top of it, you can just pitch to the edges of this slime, and that weightless Senko doesn't really get too far down in to the gross stuff. Final thoughts after fishing the Maverick on 2 different outings, pond fishing from the bank. Overall, fairly impressive reel. I feel like in the $99, $100 price range, it hits just like the other reels, the Fuegos, other reels in that mark. I don't think you're going to be pissed if you purchase this reel for $100. Is it a Stella or a Stratic or a Vanford hiding in a $100 body? Absolutely not. It's not quite that refined, but it is a very solid reel. It looks like it's going to hold up. Obviously, I haven't fished it a ton, so the real test will be after Brian takes this out and fishes in a full season, is it still holding up? But initial impressions, very solid. I think a good bang for your buck. Size-wise, 2,500 Dobyns reel, 3,000 Daiwa reel. Very similar. I will say the 2,500 Dobyns is just a smidge bigger than the
Daiwa. So don't let the size reel fool you being labeled 2,500. This fish is like a 3,000 for sure. Weight-wise, comes in right around 8.2 ounces. I know that's not on the website. That's a question that a lot of you had, and that's very comparable with a couple tenths of both the Daiwa Fuego and the Daiwa Revros. I think I'll probably pick one of these up myself, fish it a little more, and give you a long-term review. Also, hopefully, Brian gets this out and fishes this a bunch, and hopefully, eventually, we'll get to test this on a bass a little bigger than what we caught in the video. But overall, I think what you need to know is that if you're a Dobyns fan and you're looking or you're wondering if it's worth purchasing this reel for $100, I absolutely think it does meet the value for $100. I don't think you'll be disappointed. If you're looking to buy one of these reels, I'll put some links down in the description of places you can find it. There are a few stores that are carrying this and stocking this now. I'll make sure to link those down in the description below. If budget reels really aren't your thing and you're much more into high-end bougie reels, watch this video right here on the most expensive reel that I've ever bought.